three lifelong fans created to have a place to talk comedy and pro wrestling. Now, our comedy podcast releases every Tuesday, while our wrestling podcast releases every Thursday. We release bonus episodes under the moniker Working Fans Presents every now and then. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, any major podcast provider. The important thing is just please like, rate, review, subscribe wherever you listen to us. Now, we have started a new thing. We are now on Amazon and Audible. So those episodes release every Monday. And that's kind of going through the archives and just releasing our old episodes into new areas. So if you want to live through the process with us again, take that journey with us again, you can find us over on Amazon and Audible. Now, if you can't get enough of us in the audio form, check out our YouTube. It's youtube.com/C/Working Fans Wrestling Pod, or just search Working Fans Podcast on YouTube. We have the whole archive is up there. And if you listen to the Working Fans Podcast, you are more than familiar with the 531. That is our signature segment where we take your top 5 lists on a particular subject, vote it down to a top 3, and then debate it down to a top 1. Now, guys, if you want to hear 3 guys talk shit about comedy, wrestling, life, anything, you will enjoy the Working Fans Podcast. Fans, welcome back for Working Fans Podcast, episode 114. This week, we will be doing a 5-3-1 on top current heels. Next week, we will be covering current tag teams. The week of the 21st, we will be talking indie prospects and biggest debuts on October 28th. Those are all upcoming 5-3-1s. And stay aware of our social media so you can drop your lists in the comments. Now, after I play this intro, me and the man they called Dave are going to talk top current heels. Holy shit, Dave has a new setup. It's October. We got our shit together. Like, look at that. They know the next 3, 4, 5-3-1s coming their way. How do you feel the year's going to end for us, Dave, after yesterday's big meeting? The summit, if you will.
The summit. Hey, man, more meetings. The year. I don't know, man. I don't know how the year's going to end. Probably pretty good. What the fuck? You know, we're great. We deserve it. But I will say this after we give a little peek behind the curtains here. We have a little more meetings with our team and start talking about stuff. I feel very positive about our future. I don't know if like a hard deadline, like time-wise, but like I feel very positive going forward that we're going to have more creative juices flowing and things are going to get very interesting and entertaining possibly the next year. That's a shoot, brother.
Yeah, I almost felt like Conrad Thompson listing off our next 3 weeks worth of things, and we're coming off a little egotistical, and everybody knows that AJ is a natural heel. But this week we are talking 5-3-1 current heels. Now, I got a couple partial lists, and I'm going to lead off with my brother. He said MJF is number 1. Asked for the rest of his list. He gave me nothing. Harry Poos of the Mothership Facebook group has MJF, Roman Reigns with Heyman, and he gave me nothing else. And Travis Jones of the Mothership group has MJF, Miro, and Brandy. So
wait, who's the last one? Oh, Brandy. I just said Randy. Like that's a shot.
Oh,
Randy.
No, we ain't gonna do that to Randy Osgood.
He didn't do nothing. Shit, the mothership coming out strong. So I want to say something. Me and Scott from Voluntown talked about this a little bit. and maybe I'll hint on this list, but one of the issues I had with some heels, like, and Miro's one of them, I would say, is they're so damn over right now. So it's kind of like some of the heels I had to like go, I want to pick them. Like, I don't know, on my list, you're going to see quite a few Britt Bakers and Adam Coles. And to me, it's like, especially listening to Adam Cole right now. And Adam Cole, even especially, I love Adam Cole. People hear me talk about Adam Cole, how great he is all the time. But like when he comes out and he points to himself and everybody goes, boom. And it does not feel very heelish to me. He does some heel stuff, but I'm just saying, guy gets huge babyface pops.
Yeah, I'll lead off with the first full list. I got Jason Gross from Rockin' Randy's Rockin' Wrestling
Our
Group.
man.
Obviously, he was like first to respond. He
Coming
had
strong.
Joseph Samael and Contra Unit,
Great pick.
MJF, Don Callis,
Great
Dan
pick.
Lambert,
Great
and
pick.
I didn't even think to look up this last one, Tyler Culpret.
I have to look him up too. I don't know.
I have no
Great
idea
pick.
who that is.
That guy's got some he's got some knowledge. He's spitting on us, and those were all great picks. I should have thought about Dan Lambert too. In this day and age, like he's a perfect heel. Like he's a great heel in AEW too. Like he's like that crowd, that audience, they love their company. Like that's their company. Like they're there to support AEW. And he shits on the company. He goes in there and talks about Mom's Basement and acrobatic wrestlers and shits on everybody. Like Dan Lambert's a good heel. I think Post has talked about it. He talks a little fast sometimes, but I don't mind it with Lambert because not everybody talks like that. Don't get me wrong. Don't be different for the sake of being different. But because he's a little different, and to me it's not that overbearing, and he's so good at what he's saying, I enjoy it personally.
Yeah. Now, who's your first list of today?
I got Michael Flynn. He's got MJF. Man, I'm telling you right now, I know who's going to make a lot of these lists. MJF, Roman Reigns, Britt Baker, Seth Rollins, Kenny Omega. As for the Seth Rollins pick, he's probably right, but I was going back and forth for that because Seth Rollins has that heat, and I know AJ would get mad at me for this and say heat's heat, but he's definitely somebody that like I just want him off my damn TV. So maybe he's just doing his job, but I couldn't pick him.
Yeah, I'll give you my list next because I've got Roman Reigns, MJF, Jacob Fatu, and then these last two picks are kind of similar. The Young Bucks and Seth Rollins, where they're both popular, but they also, every time I see them on TV, I'm just not a fan of them.
Yes.
So what's the next list you got?
So I got Randy Osga. He's got and Randy actually gave us his friends list too. So I'll read both of those at the same time. He's got Joseph Samuel, which is another great pick. I'm glad to see Joseph Samuel got a couple picks on here. QT Marshall, solid. QT does get that heel heat. Dan Lambert, MJF, Deonna Purrazzo, Roman Reigns. And then Randy's friend, Phil, a.k.a. Nightmare 10 on Twitter, had sent him a list, and I'll repeat it here. It's MJF, Miro, Jay Wright, Roman Reigns, and Adam Cole, baby. So Jay White getting that heel heat, I'd say, yeah, he's the guy that, Jay might be kind of a tweener right now, I think, a little bit, but he's definitely been a really good heel for New Japan in the past as well.
Now I'm going to give you the regularly scheduled hostilities double hitter because I've got first up Josh DeBoard as Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley, Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin, and Nick Khan. And Chuck Winchester, his co-host there, has MJF, Roman Reigns, Kenny Omega, Seth Rollins, and MJF.
Oh, thanks for twice. You know what's funny is, MJF, man, like that guy is on every list here. I don't know if Roman's been on every list too. He seems to be making a lot of them, but MJF seems to be the name that clearly keeps coming up more and more here. I got Michael Caldwell.
Yeah, him and Roman are the common thread.
Yeah, no doubt. I got Michael Caldwell here from Mikey and Fred Facebook. He's got, here we go again, MJF, Roman Reigns. All right, now we're going to get a little different. Paul Heyman, excellent pick. Paul can be popular, but Paul is really good at getting the crowd. Paul's one of the best I've ever seen when he's getting cheered. He can turn a crowd. That's excellent. Seth Rollins, and he has Happy Corbin. I will say this about Corbin. I was watching SmackDown last night, and I normally just fast forward to him, and I decided to watch it. I was busy, and I was like, let me just see what he's doing. Can't stand this motherfucker. So maybe that's heel heat, brother, I guess. But I was like, get this fucker off my TV.
All right, now next up, I got Brenton J. Dufresne III from the Mothership Facebook group. He's got MJF, Roman Reigns, Miro, FTR, and he can't name a fifth, to be honest, but he has Adam Cole, Maybay.
That's funny. Nice play on words. I'm
a fan of a good pun.
Yeah, I like that. Good play on words. Yeah. So again, but what comes up right away? MJF and Roman Reigns. So it seems to be. I mean, I think it's safe to say we know who the top two heels at each individual company are now, according to these lists.
Yeah, 100%. What's the next list you got for us today?
I got Jesse from New Hampshire, and I lost Jesse. Hold on, Jesse. Where are you at, baby? I'm coming. Daddy's coming. All right, here we go. We got Roman Reigns, MJF, Kenny Omega, Walter, and he did add this one. This is a nice touch. Dave Meltzer. So I thought was pretty good. Dave Meltzer getting that heel heat.
Now, I got Tyler Peters up for you next because he's got the Jake rule and a half going on. He's got Roman Reigns, FTR, Randy Orton, MJF, Lashley and MVP as a duo. And then for his honorable mentions, he has Charlotte, Becky, Sasha, and Britt Baker.
Wow. All the women. That's so funny. I'll tell you what, Charlotte, I'm surprised she's not on this list more. Yeah. I'm surprised.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Anyway, speaking of the Jake rule, Jake sent me this, and as he says in this, cue the Jake rule music, because it's in effect, brother. He's got number 1, MJF. Number 2, Britt Baker. 3, Tommy Dreamer from Dark Side of the Ring. Oh, wait, that's number 4, actually. Number 3 is The Elite. And number 5, Will Ospreay. And his honorable mention is Jay White, who he says is kind of a tweener, like we were saying earlier, these days, but he can turn heel and work with the best of them. Shout out for the Tommy Dreamer Dark Side of the Ring pick. I thought that was pretty good.
Now, AJ Strangebrew, against all odds, got a list into us last night. And Malachi Black,
yes,
Britt Baker, and Don Callis.
Don Callis is an excellent choice. Don Callis should probably be on more lists. Don Callis tries and go out of his way to be a heel. When the Elite or Kenny Omega is getting cheered, Don can bring it back and get them to get booed. So Don is an excellent choice. Very Bobby Heenan, Nick Bockwinkel-like, but I'm a big fan. We got Scott from Voluntown.
Yeah, now why don't you hit us out with a couple more lists?
All right, I got you. Scott from Voluntown, baby. He's got MJF, Atticus Cougar, Will Ospreay, Miro, and GCW Matt Cardona. And he said also Nick Khan is also a tremendous heel as well. I really like that GCW Matt Cardona so much, I'm going to steal it later.
He's a great heel, but Atticus Cougar is actually also from GCW. He's in Ricky Shane Page's 440 group, and he is just an amazing deathmatch heel in that promotion.
Now, continuing on, I believe you wanted some more lists, right? I got Zach St. John. He's got MJF.
Yeah, hit me with another one.
MJF, Adam Cole, Kenny Omega, Roman Reigns, and Britt Baker.
Nice.
Do you have any more?
Yeah, I got a couple more. I got John White, who has MJF, Kenny Omega, Roman Reigns, Will Ospreay,
Very good. I only have myself left. You want to hit me with another one?
Yeah, I got Tyler Schiefer. He's got MJF, Minoru Suzuki, Bobby Lashley, Kenny Omega, and Roman Reigns.
Or good pick with Minoru Suzuki. He just probably not got enough credit for being an outstanding heel.
No, not at all. Now, what do you got
Now,
next for a list?
I got my list. I have MJF, Roman Reigns, and then I have Don Callis as well. Again, for the reason I said before, just an awesome heel. Reminds me of Bobby Heenan. Paul Heyman, again, like I said before, he's great at turning the crowd, even if they like him. And I thought Scott was right on with GCW Matt Cardona because he had just like, when's the last time you remember, other than NWO, like 20 years ago, where people were throwing like stuff in the ring like that? So great job, Cardona.
Now, coming up this weekend, Effie is putting the internet title on the line against Cardona's GCW career at GCW Fight Club. That's the card that has Moxley versus Gage on it. So it makes it even more interesting to watch this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not like it's a thing where Matt Cardona, if he had to leave GCW, that anyone would be shocked. So it's believable. So it's a good matchup stipulation-wise.
Yeah, now the last list I got for you is Simon Bohm of the Mothership Facebook group, MJF, Roman Reigns, Vincent from ROH, Walter, and Brian Johnson from ROH.
Couple good Ring of Honor picks there. Brian Johnson is a great shit talker. Vincent is got that whole kind of Charlie Manson thing going on. He's done really well with that too. So they were a little off the radar for me, but those are some good picks. I definitely have noticed their work before, but didn't think about them. That's two excellent picks.
Yeah, now we're down to our top three.
No
MJF
doubt.
and Roman Reigns is obviously going to be 1 and 2.
Yeah.
If we had to fit a third person in there, who do you think popped up the most? They're going to be the first to be gone. There's no question about it.
Yeah. So even though, like, in my mind, there probably are some better heel choices, I have to say who I heard the most was Kenny Omega. I thought that's who the people kept mentioning. At one point, I thought, oh, Omega's getting mentioned too. So I think Kenny needs to be there. And Kenny does have strong heel heat. There's a couple other guys, maybe I would say, like Don Callis, Paul, a little better. But yeah, it sounds like our audience picked Kenny Omega. So he'll be the first to go, but he makes the list.
Now, when you look at Roman Reigns and MJF, it's almost two different types of heels because they're two different types of organizations. MJF is a straight up heel. He said some of the most fucked up things I've seen on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And for such a young guy, does it with zero fear. And we saw that zero fear on the indies. So this guy is only going to get better. While Roman has finally come into a character that works for him. And he is just this imposing force. Like, it's almost like part Samoan, part mafia type boss in the way he carries himself. And it's amazing.
I agree. He's perfect. He's the best part of WWE television right now in my mind still. He's carrying the fucking company in my mind right now. Whether people like that or not, I really don't get right. There's some good stuff on there too, but Roman's carrying the load. Roman's that guy right now. He's the champ. He's the man. He's the main eventer. That being said, I think you touched on something right there. MJF says some of the most craziest things, and he's the most fearless. Now, Roman might be bigger on a national scale right now, but I think we're just judging these guys by heels, and we get to do that. And obviously, it's not all Roman's fault. He pushes the envelope as much as he can, and he does get away with some stuff, the whole missionary thing with John Cena and stuff like that. But he doesn't get to push the envelope as much as MJF does, and MJF takes full advantage of that. So for me, that's the guy.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. And Dave, you know what the music means. We've come to an agreement, and I think MJF is the top current heel just based on his demeanor. Like, maybe the way he's been booked hasn't always been perfect, but when you give him a mic, even though you enjoy what he does, he can still make you hate him.
1,000%. He's the best. Fearless.
Now, guys, remember next week we're going to be talking top current tag teams. So keep an eye out on @fansworking on Twitter, workingfanswrestling_pod on Instagram. Get us your list. Let us know who your top current tag teams are, and we will talk to you later.